Spoilers! Second attempt. Right, so fan service thing at the start.
Fan service thing with human against orc in a battle, which is reminiscent of Warcraft 3 opening.
2-1 probably as well.
2-1.
Take no context from it.
Yes.
There.
It's just there to have a nice little tidbit to the games and everything, which is nice. There are a couple of fan service things from the games which I enjoyed.
I'm sure we missed lots. That's
No, that's the thing. That's
Well,
probably
there are a
the
few
thing.
characters they don't name, which I see them and go, oh, that's him, and you probably don't know who they are.
Yeah, that's the thing. There was so many things. Like when they picked up that book.
I don't know what
we
that
are
book is.
The
we
Mage.
are jumping forward.
I know. I'm sorry, but when they picked up that book, it was like some people were like, "Oh."
Anyway.
And it's like, what the fuck?
The beginning of the film
Yeah.
is entirely from the Horde's perspective.
Yes.
Yes, you see the nice little scene with
Durotan.
And his wife.
and his wife.
Good scene. We thought kind of
Shows
through
the
CGI actually showed a little bit of
good
care.
care and emotion between the characters,
which I
and
thought was pretty well
the
done.
orcs.
It made them
having-
more likeable and you got to know them a bit
That's
better
the
than
thing.
just...
Like Durotan, I kind of like,
You can see where he's coming from and
coming
understand
from,
why he's
yeah.
doing everything he's doing.
yeah,
Mhm.
which is something I didn't think I'd be able to do in this film with the CGI orcs. I thought it'd be all like very plain, very boring, but they did it quite well.
Yeah, they did.
So we're introduced to the green magic, the
Foul.
Fel. We don't know anything about it right at the beginning. All we know is it uses a life drain technique to power.
Yeah, it's a part of the thing. And we don't understand how the teleportation works because you go through the portal and you're like in that kind of thing. I swear I saw some trees fly past.
Yeah, because they saw
Oh, because they were
afterwards
destroying the
They
trees.
destroyed the tree roots and they fell into the portal.
Oh, so they're
So
going
yeah, what I
through,
think is
yeah.
the portal's just like, just think of it as like a Stargate portal. You're literally there,
Yeah.
literally straight away. But I think in that case, because there wasn't actually a portal there to begin with,
The
like
event
a
horizon destroyed
a
everything.
special
Well,
one.
because
They kind of just came into. They were just swimming through a lake, basically. That's why I saw
Yeah.
it as.
But there wasn't like a straight door where you go from one and out.
Yeah.
It was like
Because
you
you
go
go
in
to
through
the end,
one and then you like
You
come
get
out.
teleported at some random location.
Yeah.
So
But she tries to go through pregnant, which is not very good for the baby at
yeah, it
all.
forces her to give birth, which kind of looked like she gave birth.
That orc, you don't know how that anatomy works.
I don't know. Like it was very quick, wasn't it? She's like, push harder.
Yeah.
There we go.
I think I was just like, get
Just-
on with it.
yeah.
It was like
Well, that's what the whole
12
film
hours
is.
later.
Well, that's what the whole film's like.
One
It's, like,
birth,
it's literally
like-
like. It's literally like
Yeah,
what?
it's jumpy, but
Jump in. I mean,
It
we
gets to
said
the point, to be fair, but
It
it
does,
doesn't
but it's
give you
not-
enough info now and
so
again.
the orc warlock saves the baby.
But yeah,
by
saves
the
giving
baby.
him some of the foul.
gives him the life force from the deer, gives it to the baby, which shows that he actually has some compassionate side into him. And all.
Yeah, he does have a compassionate side in some ways.
Or he's just trying to make everyone like him a bit
Well,
better.
that's the thing. I thought that, but if you look at him throughout the rest of it, he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
he
he
just
crap.
he just does what he wants, no
I
matter what
think,
they
I
think.
think like probably he's just getting slowly more and more annoyed that everyone not listening to him or stuff like that.
He was a little bit one-dimensional.
Yeah.
A little bit. But I thought that kind of gave him a little bit of depth.
Duran or whatever.
Durotan.
Durotan. All the orcs were quite one-dimensional.
Yeah. Well, they were just like all background characters.
Yeah, you just get male,
Yeah.
female, male, male,
Yeah.
female, female. Like it just sort of copy and paste.
Yeah.
But what we were saying, like how it's disjointed, like it's literally like we're there, we're at the humans. There's a mage, spellcaster, whatever.
So you have the birth, and then it cuts to the Warcraft movie, blah blah,
Yeah.
and then it goes straight to the humans.
Already
I
under
presume this
attack.
has been a couple of weeks later,
Or a few
Where-
days or something where the
where-
orcs have attacked.
where the orcs are actually started attacking and like pillaging settlements.
Yeah.
They get some bodies from the settlements, and there's a young mage.
Whereas
that-
the Barrett, one of the strongholds was attacked, wasn't it? 'Cause they said he
Yeah.
lost loads of legions.
Yeah, and there's a young mage in there for some reason that no one knows who he is.
But he detected foul magic called a foul,
Yeah.
and
And then, of course, in a movie type trope, he doesn't explain it straight away.
No,
He goes,
it-
the Guardian.
we need to get to the Guardian. We need to get to this
It's like,
person.
but that's the thing. It's like we need to get to God. We need to get to the king first. Right, we're at the king. Right, we're at the thing. We need to get to God. Right, we're here.
Yeah, it's
And
like,
he
right,
just-
I give
come,
you permission.
Take
yeah.
my griffin. We're there. It just jumped around too much. I was literally like
Yeah, so that happens in a space of like 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
So
He has
that's
a thing with
so
his
that's-
sister,
so
and
that,
then
you don't
fucks
really
off.
get much of a coming from someone who doesn't know much, you don't get much of an idea who the Guardian is until you get there.
Yeah.
You were asking who the Guardian is. And
I was expecting.
I was like,
human.
you'll find out. Don't
You weren't
worry.
expecting human.
I was expecting some sort of tree beast.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting like the young human that he was. Actually.
I knew who the character was. I didn't know he was called a Guardian.
No.
But I knew who the character was.
Anyway, we're at this guy who's obviously a very high-ranking wizard,
Very powerful wizard.
whose job is the protection of this
Is he
realm.
chosen, or is he rises to the rank of Guardian?
This is something I don't know.
Because he said like when he was younger he travelled because that's what
Because he
he was always
selected
destined
for the job or something. Well, he kept on talking about when the boy becomes the Guardian and everything. So I think it's someone who's chosen by someone or something.
So Kaflan,
Khadgar.
he went with Lufroth.
Anduin Loth.
Yeah.
Something.
yeah.
I can't remember. I don't know how to pronounce it.
To go and see the Guardian, and he sees this ghostly dark figure.
Like a spectre.
Shadowy thing which shows into a book, which
Which you don't really get. It's just like, oh, it's a mystical book.
Yeah.
It's got something important in it.
And he takes it. And he takes it.
we'll take
And then he
it,
gets
we'll
absolutely annihilated. Because that's the thing I didn't understand. Like the whole. That's the thing they jumped to, and I was like, "What? Why don't they like each other? Why does the Guardian hate these mages?es?"
Yeah, why is...
well, you like
the Guardian, when the Guardian
looking
attacked
at
him,
looking
it's
at
like-
what you're going to have, looking at what you. I think further on in the film, you realise that he has been called by the Foul, hasn't he? And so he already knows things about the future of some kind, and so he's sort of like, this person might stop me or something. So maybe that's why he's being sort of more aggressive without realising it.
It was just
But
like
it's
that
just a
felt
bit-
like
But that's
a
just
bit,
guessing and
a bit of action for a bit of action.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, we haven't done some action for 5 minutes. Let's just have this guy get chucked around the room.
Yeah.
Let's just show off this like bit of
Yeah.
cool magic from this mage guy and everything. So
So then he teleports back to the king, and then the
Yeah.
Griffin's left by himself to defend and somehow
Fly
fly
again.
back.
Yeah, flies around. Yeah, he gets back to the king.
they greet as old friends do.
The greet his old friends do, and they're like, you know, we've got to
Find out who these people are.
These orcs,
Yeah.
fight them, find a body, capture one alive.
Well, they don't know the orcs, so
They
they
don't
go
know,
out to
yeah.
find out who they are, and they get
Yeah.
attacked by a wolf.
Yeah,
pack of
they
abandoned
find
armies.
like a convoy or something that's been
Yeah.
massacred, and there's a few of them that have been.
We see the foul energy corrupting the.
Yeah. So obviously,
yeah.
obviously the warlock travels with them quite a bit, or does that corrupt regardless?
The warlock like killed them.
Yeah, because he
Yeah.
sucks their life
He
energy.
took the life out to power his magic. But of course, the other orcs do have foul energy in them. They don't control it like he does, but maybe they just walk around corrupt it anyway. But
Yeah, maybe.
So
But yeah, they get ambushed, and that's a really cool fight sequence.
Yeah.
fight sequence.
They
we get a few gory parts. in
gory
that thing.
parts.
Bit with the hand. There's the black hand dude who gets his hand
I'm
shot
blown off by the
Yeah.
blunderbuss.
And this is kind of like a very, very loose rivalry between like the main human and this black hand
Yeah.
dude, which kind of like
Well, it's not.
comes
It's
big.
not. It's not loose. It comes stronger later.
It's still
But
very
it
rough,
feels,
isn't it?
yeah, it's sort of like, okay, these two are like, you got the main warrior from one and the main warrior from the other, like, they're gonna have to fight, they're gonna.
Well, this is where the Guardian uses his power and kills all the ones with the foul power,
Yeah.
which
and
is
Durat.
Duratan sees this and thinks, "Oh, right, I can use it. We can use this because I'm
Yeah.
gonna kill what's his name?
Gul'dan.
Gul'dan."
Because he's seeing that this Gul'dan guy's
the
corrupting,
foul's
he's
corrupting.
destroying the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
And he doesn't want this.
which is a shame because it means that Duratan. Duratan. His plan throughout the whole thing is pretty flawed because although he doesn't know it and no one else knows it till the end, that he's corrupted by the foul anyway, the Guardian. So him wanting the Guardian to help would never work.
No.
Well, that's kind of like a game, sort of Game of Thrones-esque
Yeah.
kind of.
He's screwed no matter what.
He's screwed no matter what, but we'll get to that bit
Yeah,
later.
because
but
Duratan
it's-
just really wants to find a new home for his people and his son.
Yeah.
Um,
At this point, there's of course this orc woman, human half-breed,
That's
which
good.
is being is like captured.
Is a slave.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of like a slave and not appreciated as an orc. So she's going along with this war party, and she gets cut loose by
Duratan.
Duratan, and then gets captured by the humans.
Khadgar.
Humans, yeah.
The guy got wrecked into the
Wrecks
street,
it.
doesn't he?
And then that's when we get introduced that they don't speak English. They do speak English,
Oh,
but
yeah,
only when we're
um,
watching them.
human guy captures another orc, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
he captures. So
there's
which
two
one that
orcs,
is.
yeah.
Is sort
I
of-
don't think he really had. He might have said no.
And the
but-
only way to communicate is through this woman.
yeah, basically, because she knows both languages.
So she becomes an integral part.
Yes, she becomes the interpreter. But it's cool the way they do the whole. They can hear
Difference
it, they can't
in,
hear them.
the language,
Languages.
yeah,
It's
it's
really,
well
really
done,
well
it's well
done. But then that's the thing. The love relationship between those two just seems
Terrible.
so
Yeah, it was so
so
bad.
fast, wasn't it?
So
It was just
Yeah,
like she's like, what are you looking at? I'm looking at your green titties.
It's definitely the worst part of the film.
Yeah, well, it
Personally,
was.
in my opinion, it was just like, God, this is so like.
Cliche to the point that
It
it's
just
not.
felt. It felt
even-
forced.
I mean,
forced.
I don't know if it's in the law or if they just put it in the film.
I think
they
it,
have to have a
I think I
romance.
have because there is half-breed humans in the Warcraft games, isn't there? Sure there is.
Not many.
Is it not?
So no, Durotan wants to start an
Unite the
uprising.
clans
Yeah.
against him, save his people.
Against this orc warlock.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he wants to side with the humans to help them do this.
Because even though it's a flawed plan, that's his plan.
Yeah.
So he asks I can't remember how they meet up again, but he
Uh,
asks the orc woman to
because
set up a
They
meeting.
get the York woman to show them where or the York camp is. So they see the portal, they understand what the York's trying to do. She explains that they're trying to bring the entire horde through. They go off on ahead, leaving the mage and half orc.
One other guy.
Yeah, and Dortown was watching them. He knocks out that one guy.
No one else saw them sneak
No,
in.
no.
Dorotan did though.
No, Dortown knows shit. Dortown knows. And so he talks to her down and sets it all up that way.
Yeah.
So
And they're
it's-
It's a very shady meet-up though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Friggin' hell.
Yeah,
Like
it's
in a
kind of-
canyon that's obviously like perfect place for an ambush.
Well, to be it's a good landmark, to be fair.
Because I thought he said like at the top of the mountain,
No, he
and
did-
then he said then it's in a canyon. I was a bit like,
No,
Where
but he
the-
said there's a black rock which pierces the sky up north.
Which is
I
where the
thought they were
Guardian
gonna-
stands.
Yeah.
But the thing, so his mate, the bald dude,
well,
he betrays it.
they set up a meeting.
Yeah.
They go along, and there's his second in command.
Matt, he's
comes,
he's
Dream
head
Hammer.
honcho guy,
Yeah.
betrays them.
Betrays them.
They hide in the rocks, the
Yeah,
orcs.
Yeah, they're hiding beneath like the rubble and everything.
But that's the thing, like they're there, like that rubble over there looks a lot like an orc. It's just an orc, like we're gonna get him.
So-
His bicep tank, the green eye biceps. Like.
So the Ice Wolf clan.
Frost wolves.
Frost wolves.
Get massacred there. Like,
They
quite a lot
kind of
of
get
them.
massacred, and then they're like kind of
They're
banished.
cleansed.
Yeah.
They're cleansed.
So they
get
need to be
destroyed.
destroyed.
Because that after that part, which we see the Guardian separate them off, the poor little troopers again, the little knights getting shot in the stick. Everyone runs off on horses and they're like running for it and they're getting absolutely taken out. And then they get cut off. Main character, what's his name?
So the main character has a son,
His
Yeah.
son,
and he gets killed by the guy who blew
Black
off his hand.
Hands, the
Yeah.
Black Hands.
So that's kind of like, the rivalry's got a bit bigger. This guy's killed his son. Vengeance.
Ooh,
Yeah.
vengeance, typical. They get cleansed back. The thing is, his second in command is very weird the way. So he's betrayed him. He goes back to the thing to save his clan. Technically, he wants
He
to
kind of
make
realises
sure.
he's made the wrong decision.
Made the
Yeah.
wrong decision. Goes to the cleansing. Sort of
Saves.
probably gets involved a little bit. Then kills a few orcs or the green ones.
He
And then-
protects Dortan's wife
yeah,
so
so
that
she
she can
can
get
run
away.
away.
Then
she-
gets Duratan free, and then Duratan takes his shoes off.
Dortan challenges.
So this is the
Gets
best.
the
this,
wolf head.
this is the best bit of the film.
Yes,
this is
Doratan
the
versus
best.
This
Gul'dan.
is the best thing in the film.
No. It's just like I was expecting like a very like
Cliche.
cliche like
He kills
he
him.
can't die. He's like the main orc. Blah blah.
Uh,
He gets fucked. He's messed up by the end of it. Duratan is just a
he is
husk.
sucked off his life
Yeah,
by
and-
Gul'dan.
So he's trying. I think that's kind of his plan, though. He kind of.
He's
half
trying
of
to
his-
show that
What?
Gul'dan is not a true orc, not one to lead the horde. That's his plan.
That's his
And
plan.
it complete-
Sacrifice himself.
First thing that was a bit jarring for me was that Gul'dan had huge horns coming out of his back.
Well, he was
which-
always hunched over, and then he got up and was like, "Woo!"
and he was kind of like, if I saw that and I was any other orc, I'd be like, what the.
It's like we don't have spikes coming out of our backs.
Yeah,
What's
this
going
guy
on?
seems a little bit weird. He doesn't quite look like an orc anymore. The other thing was he was quite thin, so really, if he didn't have all the magic,
Yeah.
he would have gone.
Oh yeah, he
He
would
was getting his ass kicked. He only used the magic to like,
He used the magic.
Gul'dan's cheating.
Gul'dan's
Yeah.
cheating, blah blah blah.
Gul'dan.
Gul'dan's cheating.
Gul'dan's cheating, and it was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah,
Gul'dan.
so here's the uprising, and nothing happens.
Well, three of them kind of walk away and he
Three of them
kills them.
And then that should have really pissed him off. But then maybe they sort of feared him. But as an orc, they shouldn't fear anyone. They should be like...
Yeah, but no. It's more if they respect his strength or they don't think they can take
Yeah, but they could all have taken him.
If they all go together, not just...
Yeah, 3 guys that goes.
Yeah.
So anyway, Gul'dan's plan failed.
Yeah. His wife gets killed before sending off the baby.
And another
good thing.
It wasn't good at all.
Well, no,
it was
but it's
like,
a bit...
Here's the wife. She
She
sends the baby off. She dies.
She rips the jugular out of an orc that's tracking her somehow.
Yeah.
Who cares? Oh, she dies. Okay, that's it. That's the end of that section. Crying baby down the river.
Yeah.
Murder style and all that.
So then it's sort of this is the bit I didn't get. They keep saying, "Oh, we need all these legions to hold, but we've only got 5 legions left." A legion to me should be hundreds of thousands of men, like fuck ton.
Also, just before that, the Black Hand gets magically.
He gets foul infused too.
So he becomes like Gul'dan offered this kind of ability to one of the Frost.
Doomhammer.
Yeah, Doomhammer, but he didn't take it, so the Black Hand got this power.
Yeah.
Which makes him really just looks very angry with a weird hand.
Yeah.
It isn't actually imbued with much power, does it? Really?
Well, he still gets flanked.
Yeah, he still gets wrecked.
So at this point, Ken.
Khadgar.
The
mage guy.
Ken.
Khadgar goes to Dalaran.
Well, no. This is where he figured. Well, before this, he realizes in this book that there needs to be someone from this side of the world, from this world, to produce this portal. So there must be someone on this side of the world working with
the other side,
Gul'dan, to create this portal. And he suspects. Well, it begins to come to light.
Makes sense.
The Guardian gets rid of all the research and everything that he's done, doesn't he?
He burns
so the Guardians.
Apart from this stuff down his pants.
Guardians, this person who's being manipulated by the Fel to help these orcs come through. Don't really know what game, but
he travelled obviously, and when he travelled to the orc world, that's when the Fel saw him and thought, he comes from a different world. Latch on to him.
It might not have been from the orc world. It could have been from another.
They used him to get to the new world to conquer. Essentially, he gets taken over by the
Fel. The Fel has been controlling him for however long,
and he's corrupting. And they go to him. They find out about it, don't they?
So, what's the mage called? The young mage.
Khadgar
kind of figures out that there needs to be someone in this realm to open the portal to this portal that the Horde is using.
Yeah.
So there must be someone on this side using magic. Through the movie, they realise that it's the Guardian. Khadgar goes to...
Well, he releases thing because after the whole thing with his son dying, they put him in jail and he releases him.
No, before that he goes to Dalaran.
He goes to Dalaran and he meets the
Arch Council and take him to the big black box.
The big black Guardian box that tells him it's the Guardian. Yeah. So he then uses the captain guy, Loroth, Aragon, to take down this Guardian. While this is going on, Durotan wants to prove to the orcs that Gul'dan is evil.
Yeah.
He wants to challenge him to a duel. I thought at the start he's going to challenge him to a duel and fuck him over.
But
just like
you thought Durotan was going to win, and
I thought Durotan was going to win. It's the best part of the movie because Durotan dies.
Yeah, he gets destroyed. He gets
into
husk.
Oh, he looks awful.
He gets his life ripped out of him by Gul'dan using his foul magic.
Through the entire thing, I was like, oh no, he's going to bring it back.
It's good.
He literally gets hooked to death.
Yeah, and you just hear like all his bones like breaking and like him just becoming weaker and Gul'dan just crushing his body. And then by the end of it, it's just...
Well, the orcs don't like it because he's cheating.
Yeah, he's using magic. And it turns out that was kind of his idea all along, to show him that
Gordon not come back for the Horde.
He's not an orc anymore.
Yeah.
He's something else.
Yeah, so he sacrifices himself.
But before the orcs were like, this bit was a bit annoying. The orcs were like, okay, yeah, he is evil, and they was like, anyone else? And then like did some weird shit. And then all the orcs were scared again.
Yeah, and 3 guys go like, fuck you, and
he zaps them all.
In my mind, they should be like, oh, fuck you!
Well, to be fair, at that point, the humans are starting to attack, so...
Yes.
They need to get... Well, they sort of... There's a bit of a respite between that, but they need to get the shit together.
So yeah, while there's 2 fights going on.
There's
Gordon versus Durotan, and... The 2 humans versus the
Guardian.
And the Guardian starts opening the portal, so Gordon starts using magic to win the fight, but also get the fight over quickly so he can work on the portal. And the orcs don't like this.
Yeah, it's breaking their tradition.
Durotan dies. Gordon gets the respect back by just zapping some people to death, and then he tells the orcs to fight the humans who had their plan. The Guardian told them to
attack, and he'll help.
He will help,
knowing that they're going to get their ass kicked. So basically, the fight between the Guardian and Anduin
and
Khadgar.
They need to kill him to stop the portal being opening, because while the humans are attacking the orcs are also coming through from their world. The worst kind of like scenes in the movie was this fight between Khadgar,
the fight in the tower,
Anduin, and the Guardian, because it's so like
choppy
all over the place. Things don't make sense.
Well, it starts off with the guy getting crushed in like this big yellow hand, this is the first time we see this magic and everything, and the other guy getting blasted away. Next thing you know, they're both hiding behind the golem from...
I thought they got captured.
And then there's this...
I thought they were in a cage.
Yeah, this golem got created right at the start of the film. It comes to life. In a convoluted plan, they use the golem to crush the Guardian. And that's basically all you need to know. The Guardian steps into this green goo and becomes very, very demon-esque in nature. And then he gets crushed.
And then Khadgar kind of like exits him.
Yeah, he gets in with him, and then he's like imbued, but he's been shown how to do it, and he blows himself. He like blows something. He like explodes.
He expels like all the foul energy.
Yeah, he destroys it. Destroys like it looks like destroyed the tower, but it didn't.
It came out from tower and like blasted the old countryside to pieces.
Yeah. Anyway, killing this guy meant that the Horde portal.
Not killing him, but putting him out of action.
Yeah. Putting him out of action meant the Horde portal was down.
Yeah. But he opens up to Storm.
The humans are attacking the orcs.
Yeah. Then the humans are like, yes, we've the portal stopped. They reckon it's indeed.
Yeah. So they're attacking all the orcs.
It's a good scene.
They're killing people, but I think they kind of realise that they're getting a bit overrun.
They're getting destroyed because at the start it's them blunderbussing their way to victory, and when the portal opens, that's when they realise this is their time to save as many people as they can.
The Guardian
then opens the portal to Stormwind.
He's got all the fell out of him, so he's kind of like he's come back to his normal self.
He's trying to save him with
and in his last couple of minutes, he opens a new portal to Stormwind, which the humans have to fight to get to save everybody.
They fight for the Horde.
Things go south for the humans very fast in that scene.
There's never really high for them.
No. It gets worse. Well, they save all the people, but of course. Knights are being killed and knights are going through to help all the people. Before everyone can get through, including the king, who's gone along with them for some stupid reason.
And the guy that jumps through when it's collapsing.
Yeah. Like Sam believes it's some sort of...
Yeah, there's no Sam.
I want to know what happens in there.
He becomes... The king gets stuck, and it's this king with the female orc...
Devises sort of
plan. There's a plan. He realises that there's this custom with orcs where
she tells him basically.
There's a custom where if the
king great honour by killing the enemy war chief.
Black Hand's coming to kill him and get great honour, but then
this Black Hand guy.
She convinced him to stab. But the thing is, if you're looking at him, the way it did it, she didn't just like go. Surprise stab! Ugh! He sort of like embraced it.
Yeah,
which kind of looked suspicious.
Well, I don't think anyone would have told.
It was probably happened. It was in slow motion, but it probably happened quite fast.
So she kills him. She gains great honour at this point.
The
dagger that only she has is left in his
The rest
neck.
of the knights get absolutely
they get
destroyed.
fucked.
They get fucked. There's that guy that goes, no, and he goes, no, no.
And then he gets to know, well, that's a bit gnarly. So yeah, at this point, Underwin has flown on his griffin from the Mage's Tower to the battle.
Yeah.
And he finds the king dead, and he
together.
realises that the woman's killed him, but he doesn't know that there's a plan to use this
he's
woman
aware of
to...
the plan.
There's a plan to use the woman to unite these nations.
He tries to get away, but Black Hand stops him and he
Black
slams him
Hand,
to the
Black
ground.
Hand, and then there's a good fight scene
Yeah,
that
which
lasts
doesn't
10
last
seconds.
10 seconds,
which is
all the time you need.
It was really very well done. That's what he needed. They didn't need
They
it
had-
exaggerated.
Just a duel between the Black Hand and Alduin to...
Not Alduin.
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 Anduin.
To... Well, it's just like a duel that the... Or an
A
orc custom.
It's an orc
Morgar
custom.
or something.
Yeah, it's a
Anduin
fight to
just
death.
kills him in like 10 seconds flat. Really
So,
quickly. And
yeah.
then...
And that gave
It gave him on it. They see him as a true warrior and they let him pass with their custom. Whoever wins is let go and everything.
And then douchebag baggery tries to thwart it again, even though he knows 10 minutes ago it was a bad idea to do that in the first place. She expresses how stupid this is. He goes on with it, even though he's a bit sort of brrr, and walks off. And Anduin...
You haven't said what he does. He wants to kill...
Oh yeah, he
Anduin.
wants to kill
Anduin.
Anduin. He wants to do what he was doing before. He wants to just kill
But
them.
when she persuades Gul'dan not to, else he really will lose the favour of the Horde.
So
As he's going against all their traditions, all their...
To not let them...
Customs.
So the winner of the fight is allowed to
Yeah.
leave and live, whereas he wants him to die.
Yeah.
Annoying... I express my annoyance because it's just like an annoying...
trait of a bad guy. Isn't
Trait
it?
of a bad guy where they're just trying to make him as much of a twat as usual, whereas if it was real world, he'd realise that this is a custom and he wants to make sure that the Horde...
What Joe was saying was the fact that because
He's sort of being controlled by the foul and he doesn't really care anymore. He's
It
not
could be the
as
foul's
much an
influence.
orc as much anymore, and his whole reason of being here and doing this is to destroy the world, is to conquer it and everything, so he just wants them to die.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's kind of like, he could be under control, he could just be his parts are missing, he's
Yeah.
just sort of a husk of his normal self, he's actually sort of a bit like a far gone guardian, essentially. But he accepts it in the end, storms off.
Yeah.
He goes off believing that his love, is betrayed them. He goes back, tells
Khadgar. This is
Khadgar.
Yeah.
Khadgar doesn't believe it. He said there must be something else to going on. So he's like, we just know. We didn't know it. We didn't know her that long. We didn't know her.
Well, we don't know how long.
We don't know how long it was, but it seemed to us like a short period of time. Then there's the king's funeral.
Funeral.
And that's going to be the end of the film.
That's pretty much the end of it.
With just at the end you see.
It's kind of
him
abrupt, but
getting-
it didn't need to be.
the baby.
You see the baby or Thrall.
Thrall getting.
I can't remember the orc name. That's all. He gets picked up by some humans.
Yeah.
And that's they're setting it up for Warcraft. To the middle.
The middle
Yeah.
and the end.
Yeah.
End part one.
And part 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
There and back again. Hobbit's journey.
So yeah, all in all, I thought it was good.
Yeah. It's definitely a go see.
Yeah,
If you're bored one Wednesday night and you've got
you
Meerkat.
kind of need to concentrate if you don't understand it.
Yeah, if you know the law, if you know the law a lot, and you might see some mistakes on it. I don't know what mistakes they made if they did any. I who have like a basic knowledge of it, I enjoyed it. These two.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed
You
it.
don't have that much.
I was a bit lost at the start,
yeah.
but I got into it.
I know nothing at all about it. So yeah,
Definitely a must watch.
Yeah.
good one.
So yeah,